It's a nice evening here in Virginia, so I thought I'd show some of my closest friends how I make the best cup of coffee in the world. It's starting here on my deck with Colin coffee from Haiti. I bought this at the Singing Rooster, and it has very nice chocolatey, brown sugar, nutty flavors when it's cooked. And some people say it's like Haitian Blue Mountain coffee. So really good cup of coffee. This runs about $9 a pound. So I'm going to cook it here in my Stir Crazy turbo oven. The Stir Crazy is a modified popcorn popper. The burner is turned off and really it just spins the beans. And the top part is a countertop convection oven, so it heats and circulates the air in there. So I'll cook it at about 465 degrees. It should take about 12 minutes or so. So I've got about 1 1/3 cups. Seems to be about the right amount for this Stir Crazy turbo oven. I'm gonna put them in here. Ouch, just burned myself a little bit. And I'm gonna start the clock. So what I'm gonna look for is the color to change on the beans, but mostly I'm going to listen for what's called first crack. They'll sound a little bit like popcorn. And then after first crack is complete, there'll be a little bit of a pause, maybe only 10 to 30 seconds with these beans, and then it'll go into what is called second crack. Second crack is like kind of like Rice Krispies sound, and I'll probably let it go 20-30 seconds into second crack, maybe a little bit less. You'll see it'll be smoking, smelling really nice here. And that'll give like a full city roast, and that's what I tend to like with my coffee. So we'll be back shortly when it's starting first crack. Okay, I'll bring you in a little bit closer now. So these are the green beans that I started with. So they're going from kind of a grassy, I'll call it alfalfa smell, to a really nice aromatic coffee roasting smell. And I know it's hard to see here, but you can see the beans are starting to turn a light brown. And if I be quiet, you'll hear the first pop, first crack start. Not quite as pronounced as popcorn, but that's first crack. That's about 7 minutes into this roast. Here's a little bit more vigorous first pop, first crack. It's kind of getting towards the end of first crack. The crack is slowing down. It'll quickly move into second crack, and then I'll have to be moving quickly to cool it down. Second crack is harder to hear. If you listen closely, you might be able to hear the snap, crackle, pop sound. It's not as pronounced as first crack, but it also starts smoking quite a bit at second crack. So that's right about 10 minutes. It's a little hard to see the smoke out here, but you can see it's starting to smoke. So I'm going to get ready to pull this off and put it into the cooling process. Here's my cooler. It's just a fan in a bucket that I modified. I'm experimenting a little bit with the cooling process. Push this aside. It's hard for you to see all the nice smell, all the nice rich smoke. Pour that in there. Turn the fan on. And it cools down rather quickly. You can see in here that you look in here that I just have a bucket with a fan. I'm gonna shake it around. That gets a lot of the chaff off, and it'll cool in just about a minute. And that's pretty close to the end. Shake it around, get as much of the chaff off as I can. Now I'll pour it out here on this paper plate. And I've got a nice, even brown, chocolatey color coffee. It's a really nice looking batch. So what I'll do is I'll put it in these cans, vented cans. So I'll let that sit in the can for at least 12 hours before I drink it. I'll try some tomorrow morning. Better 24 hours or maybe 48 hours. This coffee will be the absolute best. So coffee is a lot like bread. You smell it now. Oh, nice, rich, aromatic coffee. It's kind of like when you've just fresh baked bread, how it smells. And so it will go stale in about 2 weeks. It's kind of like bread. In about 2 weeks, yeah, you don't really care to eat it. So this coffee, even though it'll go much longer, tastes good much longer than 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, that's about its peak. So if you've never had fresh roasted coffee, that's why this is the world's best. So the key to the world's best cup of coffee is finding the beans that you like the best, cooking them to that nice rich color that you like, and then the freshness. That's really the key. In 2 years of roasting coffee with this coffee roaster, I've never made a bad batch of coffee. Pretty easy to do. It takes me about a little over an hour from end to end to make about 2 weeks worth of coffee. You know, that's me and sharing it with friends. So well worth the time. Plus I get to sit out here and enjoy the weather, relax while I do this. So next what I'll show you is how I brew the world's best cup of coffee. Oh, and I've been waiting to say this. I'm gonna post a link down here showing me roasting the coffee. Oh, that was so fun. So I hope you all tune in. If it's tuning in, click in, whatever, and watch me brew that world's best cup of coffee. Till then, happy life.